Oh, and Chris joins us now alongside his very good friend, Ben Shephard. It's so lovely to see you both.
Morning, guys.
And thank you for coming on and sharing this story.
No, not at all.
It's interesting just looking at that, how much work you're actually trying to work on it. But you sound great today.
Yeah, today's a good day. So.
Take us back a little bit and tell us when you first realised something wasn't quite right.
Well, it was in 2019, would you believe? But I told no one. You know, when you know something's not quite right, you know, and so I became insular. I started talking in sound bites, and I knew if I spoke over long sentences, I couldn't get the words out or they'd come out wrong. So I thought, you know, I'm going to wake up one day and it's all gone, you know. That's how it is. And then I eventually went to see my doctor in 2020, and he sent me for some tests, and it was found out I had an underactive thyroid. So great, all my birthdays in one day, you know, sorted.
You know you can treat that, right?
Yeah.
Just to get the diagnosis as well. That's a nice feeling.
Get the levothyroxine and sorted. Anyway, that didn't... It cured my thyroid, although I don't have one nowadays. I live off levothyroxine, and that's all down to the fact that I didn't go to see the doctor when I got the symptoms.
So the delay...
Yeah.
It could have been rectified if you had gone sooner?
Yeah,
wow.
It could have been, the thyroid issue. And then the speech issue came along, and it could be the thyroid that's brought on the neurological apraxia of speech. But we don't know, you know.
So,
we don't
Chris,
know.
just to explain to us, what exactly is apraxia?
Well, we take for granted when we speak it's natural. But the message from the brain to the mouth somehow gets confused. And the words come out wrong, or they come out slow, or they don't come out at all. And it's...
That must be so frightening.
Yeah, well, my voice was my life, you know. So that was hard to accept. And that's why I kept it quiet. I thought, you know, there's no way I can tell anybody. So I continued doing programmes, and all of a sudden people are tweeting me or asking my friends, is he okay? Something wrong with him? Is he drunk? He's slurring his words. He sounds slow. And that's eventually where my good mate here got me to spill the beans on GMB.
Well, let's talk about that, Ben. So did Chris get in touch with you?
We had been talking for a long time about what was going on, and the thyroid issue was a big issue. And when he got the diagnosis for an underactive thyroid, we were all thrilled, because you were saying, you know, the questions were, why am I slurring? Why do I sound like I might be drunk? And we thought that might be it. But it became a bigger thing than that when eventually, because it helped initially, but then it didn't. In the documentary, interesting, one of your kids turns around, and Cammy's saying he went quiet. Is it Jack who turns around and says, we just thought Dad was really tired. He stopped talking very much. We know he works all the time. So the family were noticing. We were starting to notice as friends and colleagues. And then eventually he got the diagnosis of the apraxia. And we were launching Ninja Warrior. Cammy was coming on Good Morning Britain to launch Ninja. And we just had to have a conversation about him being willing to share that with people, because lots of people were asking the question and how we were going to do it. So we had a long conversation, didn't we, about how we were going to do it on the programme the next day. He was naturally very concerned, because what Cammy doesn't want, he doesn't want to feel the victim, he doesn't want anyone to feel sorry for him. You know,
He helps so many other people who have got the same condition, or maybe in the same boat, and not telling anybody and not saying anything.
I realise that now.
Yeah.
You know, thanks to Ben. My agent, Simon Dent, was approached by 3 or 4 production companies saying, can we do a documentary on your apraxia of speech? And I said, no. And then Ben said, look, you know, why not, you know, come out and talk. And I said, look, I don't want to be the victim. He said, yeah, but, you know, I'd like to raise awareness. So he said, yeah, I'll help you raise awareness. but also it is about you. So we're going to have to show a lot about you. But my biggest thing is 5% of all children are impacted by speech and language problems. And they're let down by the system. You know, they don't get speech and language therapy. They don't get any help.
There's barely any provision for them, is there? And if they get an appointment, it takes months to come through. Then they'll get one appointment and they can have some intensive speech therapy, but then they have to wait months for the second one. And, of course, getting it early, particularly with children, is hugely important. Hugely important. And there is very little, if any, provision now. And that's what... You know, Cammy trusted my production company to help make this documentary. It's a huge privilege for us, but also he knows he can tell me if he doesn't want to do something. You know Cammy. Cammy will say yes. He says yes to everything. He'll say yes to any producer. Want me to do this? Want me to do that? Yeah. But, of course, he wouldn't say that to me. So the concern he had with other companies, he felt like he could trust us to do it.
You're his mate. Exactly. And the fact that you're making it, you can say, I'll take that bit out, I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's been incredible.
What's so heartening as well is that I know you've taken a step back from Soccer Saturday, and we all know that, you know, I know Jeff is a dear friend of yours and he was very emotional when you did. But you're working more than ever now. Like it's so wonderful that an industry has supported you and you know...
It's been incredible.
Rallied round.
The support from outside, the people outside, BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, have been absolutely
because you're so
incredible.
You're so loved, aren't you?
Alison, that is one of the most important things about this, is that Cammy was really concerned about how it was going to be received. And I said, I think you just need to put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah.
And it's been overwhelming, because I couldn't go anywhere. Jeff says in the documentary, you literally can't go anywhere without someone saying, how's Cammy doing? Okay, Ben, what's going on with Cammy? He is a national treasure.
Yeah.
Going out with Cammy is like going out with Justin Bieber. It's a nightmare. You can't go anywhere with people stopping in for photographs, for pictures, and they all just want to say it. And that's been really lovely for him to see that warmth and spirit, because that gives you the energy to go, right, I'm going to use this platform now, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Stroke victims, people who've been in accidents, people who just acquire it, like me now. Where's the help from the system? There isn't any, you know.
Cammy, so whereabouts are we at the moment? I know I was reading my notes is that you're sort of almost 60% back. So you're wearing an ankle tag which puts mitral currents through your leg, and that helps.
My ASBO. Yeah,
that's a true story, Cammy. You're on day release. What have you been up to?
Are you sure that's not a tag?
Come on, buddy.
We all know.
One of the restraining orders.
Safe place here, mate.
Just let it out. What do you do?
So that produces microcurrents that hopefully go to my brain and spark it into action. Hyperbaric oxygen tent, you know, we hope the blood and the clear air can help in any way, shape or form. I do Zing performance exercises, which is because the part of my brain that's switched off affects your muscles and your balance as well. So, you
do that with your granddaughter, don't you? Connie loves doing that with you.
You've got to try and get...
stimulated. You're throwing everything at it. I mean, that's the point. Anything and everything he can. Fortunately, Cammy's in a position where he can do these things as well. And the problem is that not everybody going through this has that opportunity, because they can't afford it or they don't get offered the chance to go and try it. And that's the most important thing. And I think it's, for me, and we've talked about this a lot, for Cammy right now, the most important part of what he's doing is trying to help people out there that don't have a voice, that potentially could benefit from... Anybody could be watching. Because after you came on GMB, you got inundated, didn't you, with people saying doctors and support?
It was incredible, you know, absolutely amazing. And can I thank everybody out there for the best wishes that they've sent me.
Yeah. Thanks for telling your story.
So lovely.
Thanks for coming on the couch, both of you.
No,
it's been a privilege.
And we can't wait for this
well.
documentary, Lost for Words, Wednesday, the 14th of December, 9 p.m, ITV, not to be missed.
And just remember, it's all as difficult as it is, and it is really emotional. When we watched it together the first time, we were both in floods of tears. I was just scared about what he was going to say. But it's full of hope and optimism and positivity. Yeah. And that's what we want people to take from it, isn't it?
There's some fun in it as well. So, you know, you will hopefully enjoy it. Yeah.
Can't wait. Thank you.
Thanks, Shep.
Lovely to see you.